The Sharks have 2 trades to announce, and it's time to plan your life for the next 9 months. We'll break it all down right now here on Teal Town Live. Good afternoon, everyone. It is Tuesday, June 27th, 2023, the day before the NHL Draft. Make sure to be here 4 o'clock tomorrow on the YouTube channel. But first, let's talk about what's happening today here on Teal Town Live. If you want to be part of the show, chat with us and fellow hockey fans all over the world and in Sharks territory on the YouTube page or the app. Follow us on the social. Of course, hit that smash the subscribe button on the YouTube channel and support the pod right here. Venmo us at Teal Town USA or hit us up on a super chat donation. All right. And with that, I say hello once again to Mr. AJ Strong.
Howdy. Sorry, they're doing a circle jerk for Gausman for hitting 1,500 strikeouts.
If you couldn't tell, AJ's watching Giants and Blue Jays. Logan Couture, if you're watching, hi.
Well, it is baseball but it's in Canada, so there's a tie-in.
Yeah, I was hoping to get over there for either those games or go to the draft if they had gotten some guy named Bedard. But nonetheless, we are here. We are live right now. I don't see anybody on here, but thanks for watching here. Let's just get right to the trade alert that happened. We'll start off with the trade with the Sharks and, well, pretty much 2 familiar trade partners with Mike Greer. We'll start off with the Anaheim Ducks. Defenseman Andre Suster. The San Jose Sharks get his UFA signing rights in exchange for Andrew Agozzino. Unfortunately, the Barracuda captain requested a trade, and they had made some accommodations for him, so he's headed off to SoCal. And of course, the one that really caught our eyes, mainly first rights.
Let's talk about the Agozzino thing.
Oh, you want to go? Okay, I was going to do both, but okay. Your thoughts on Agozzino taking off? Kind of a bummer.
Well, I mean, career AHLer, so I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. Now, did lead them the CUDA in scoring last season. Seemed to be a well-liked captain and whatnot. I was a little surprised he didn't get a call-up just as a reward for doing what he did with the CUDA last season.
He did a little bit near the end when everybody was getting the call-up.
Did he get a call-up? Oh, God. See, I don't even remember it. Felt like it should have happened sooner, though, just for being a good soldier. Makes you wonder what the personal reasons are, but they're personal, so, none of my business. But they traded for a guy who's going to be, whose contract has 4 more days on it. So if anything, it's this worked out and it frees up a space. And, you got guys coming in, so maybe that'll work out, especially, if we're very hopeful about the draft. So.
Yeah. Agozzino, of course, had a great year with the San Jose Barracuda, 61 points. 26 goals, which I believe is a record for the CUDA. Been with the Ducks, a couple of times during right around the COVID years. Didn't do much. He had about a goal and assist in his time in Anaheim, sandwich in between the time he was with Pittsburgh. Andre Suster, mainly with Tampa, and then he went back with Anaheim, then Minnesota. He was in there briefly, with Minnesota's minor league team in Iowa. A career 361 games, 69 points, nice. His career year was 15-16 with Tampa, where he scored 21 points in 77 games, but just hasn't caught on ever since 17-18, where he's played about 43 games since 18-19. So curious to see what the Sharks are looking for. Obviously, height is a big thing at 6'8". So Will be
Oh, for the new goalie, you saying?
no, for Andre
Or,
Suster, the defenseman that they have rights
oh,
now.
that guy. Yeah. Oh, they love. Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? Amanda's right. They did for some reason. They called everybody back, and he did strike it. What an idiot. Um. Anyway,
Moving on to the trade that also happened today, Mackenzie Blackwood, New Jersey Devil goaltender. His signing rights were traded to San Jose in exchange for a sixth-round pick. It's the Sharks' own pick at pick 164. He battled knee and groin issues last year, and 3.2 goals against average. 893 save percentage sounds very Martin Jones like.
sounds very every Sharks goalie over the last 5 years like.
Yes. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Obviously, with Vanacek and Schmid definitely getting the go around for the playoffs. I definitely left him hung out to dry, kind of similar to, I don't know, some guy named Aiden Hill when they had 3 goalies in San Jose last year. So,
Well, I mean, it's we all knew Reimer wasn't coming back. You need somebody in there, I guess, with some experience, and maybe they say, okay, potential reclamation project, only costing us a sixth. Probably low on the pay scale for right now. And today, Greer even mentioned during his availability with the media that they're not going to be swimming in the the big name pond. They're not going to be chasing the big name free agents. So I'm fine with this. Hopefully it works out. I mean, everybody loves a good reclamation story, and maybe we can finally see some sort of stability in the net. And maybe it's just that look, Kakinen was horrible last season, and maybe Blackwood can help shore things up. Maybe they're just keeping it warm until somebody, whether it's Krona or Strauss or
Makiniemi.
yeah, until somebody breaks out. But man, this is not your father's Sharks, people. This is not the days of Warren Strelo running shit.
No,
So
it's
they're
like
gonna
the days of Joff Sargent and
well,
Wade Flaherty.
well, and Greer was asked today, would they be looking at taking a goalie in the draft? And he all but guaranteed that they would be picking up a goalie, but of course said, whether that ends up being high in the draft or low in the draft, we'll see what happens.
Right.
I know there's been some mock drafts that have said, what's his name, Hrabel, someone that potentially they could go for at 26 or 36. And I think there's another kid, was it Augustine or something?
Right.
Yeah. So like those are 2 options. But I don't know. We'll all find out over the course of the next 48 hours.
That's right. And make sure you're with us tomorrow at 4 for our live draft coverage. Ian Jules and Mark Jules will be on there for that. Now to the task at hand that we usually like to do during the off season once the schedule comes out. Try to break it all down. We'll begin in October. Thanks, NHL. At least you didn't schedule us to be the home opener for the Vegas Golden Knights. But the Sharks will have a 4-game homestand. And, wow, you have the last 2 defending Cup champs. Carolina, who made it to the Eastern Final. Boston with the President's Trophy. And then a Southeast road trip, which is nice. Not too bad.
At Nashville, at Florida, at Tampa, at Carolina. So you're already done with both games. You've already seen Brent Burns twice before October is even finished.
Yeah.
Then at Washington to finish out the month. I mean, you look at that. Look, the Sharks they're not a very good team right now. I look at that and I'm like, Vegas, I go, that probably a loss. Colorado, probably a loss. Carolina, probably a loss. Boston, definitely a loss. At Nashville, maybe, but they've made some changes. Florida, hello, they just went to the final. Tampa, pretty damn good team. At Carolina, another good team, and then at Washington, Uh, dude, I'm not even sure when they pick up their first win.
Do they go 0 for October?
That's it. Would I be surprised by it? No, not at all. This is a team. How many games did they win last year? 22?
22 wins. 22, 44, 16.
I'm telling you, are they going to hit 20 this year?
They got their first win against the Rangers, if I'm not mistaken, in that overtime win. So, moving on to November. So this one, I don't know if you saw the schedule completely, but I knew you would be enjoying one of these road trips. Friday night in Vegas, Sunday afternoon night in Anaheim.
Yeah, but why can't the Sharks play in Southern California on a Saturday goddamn night? Why is this so difficult? I went and looked. Do you know that Anaheim almost religiously does not play at home on Saturday nights? They do have a lot of Friday games, but there's Saturday. I think they have 2 home games at the Ponda on a Saturday this entire season.
Interesting.
Yeah. Whereas the Kings are very much like the Sharks, a lot of Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, right? But for some reason, just can't put it together.
Yeah. So there's that one.
Not going to happen.
And if you have the entire Thanksgiving holiday off, that's a nice back-to-back. Seattle the night before, and then that Monday you got Vancouver.
Did somebody say
Vancouver? Wait, what?
Yeah, Vancouver and Seattle before Thanksgiving, and then you come back.
The Monday and Wednesday.
Yeah, and then Black Friday against Montreal at 12:30, a nice afternoon matinee that they like to do.
I don't understand that. What the hell is this 7:45 shit, by the way, on October 24th? What the hell is that about?
Here, we'll go back to October. So the one that
are you showing something?
Yes.
Oh, so you're not sharing the screen. So
I thought I was.
No, I took it over.
Oh, probably
earlier.
took it over. That's my bad. But the Florida Panthers game is at 7:45, and it's something unique that the NHL is doing, and a lot of people were asking about it. And I think I shot the link over to you from Shayna Goldman from The Athletic. So all 32 teams are playing on October 24th. Random Tuesday night. Way to go, NHL. Nice job with your marketing. Should have done this on a weekend. But they staggered all 16 game times. So from 3 p.m. local or 3 p.m. Pacific time to 8 p.m. Pacific time, every game will start in a 15-minute interval.
Why?
That's a great question. We'll find out eventually.
Okay, I guess we're gonna have to wait until that day.
It's something they should have done in on a weekend or something, or on a holiday.
Yeah,
in my mind. So then you have 3 games against. Let's see, what is it? The Canadiens, Vancouver, and Washington. And then they go on a road trip that starts with Boston at the end of November, and then going into December, that continues a 5-game road trip with all the New York teams, Boston, Detroit, and then finishing up in Vegas.
At least there's 2 days in between the Detroit and the Vegas game.
Yeah.
So at least you have that. And let me see. So so it starts off on a back-to-back at Boston, at New Jersey, and then every other day. Yeah, I mean, and again, that's you can just set up on the island, and just bus it to Jersey, bus it to Manhattan,
yep.
and then just chill out on the island for the last game. But yeah,
and then you have that one quirky game with Winnipeg, and then they go back into the desert to take on the Desert Dogs.
Yeah, but that game at Vegas. After on the way back from that northeastern road trip, from the game on Vegas or at Vegas on December 10th all the way to the end of the year, they never go further east than Colorado.
Right.
So,
as I mentioned, note-wise, my thing is blocking. There's only like 2 games outside the Pacific time zone for them to the rest of the calendar year for the Sharks. So very heavy road trip. centric, but not awful around the holidays. And we'll get to some of the promotions, especially that December 28th game in just a jiffy. We go to January, and you have a rare Canadian home at home with Toronto.
The only home and home on the entire schedule. There was two last year, weren't there? It was like Colorado twice and Calgary twice. Yeah, I'm looking at the old schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they played Calgary twice, twice at SAP, and then at the end of the season played Colorado twice at SAP.
Oh no, I meant an actual home at home. Like they're.
Oh yeah, no. I get that, but I'm just bringing up the idea of they're only playing the same team back to back, whether it's twice in the same barn or if it's a home and home.
Got it.
Just the fact that they're only once this season after doing it twice last season, and not to mention the fact that all the players mentioned how much they liked
Loved
that.
It.
Yeah. How you're going to they play Anaheim, LA, Seattle, Vancouver, and Vegas 4 times each this year. Calgary and Edmonton, only 3 games this season. For those 5 teams that you're going to see 4 times, just figure it out. A Friday and Saturday in Anaheim, and then a Tuesday and a Wednesday in San Jose, or whatever. I don't care what the days are, but figure it out to just have some series where you can go knock out 2 in SoCal. They can come up here, knock out 2, and it helps save on the wear and tear of the bodies on these guys. We know by that time they're fighting it. You get
right.
You start to get that all-star break coming in and bumps and bruises and shit. Wouldn't it be great if you could have a little extra time to relax because you can sit in the same city for 3 days instead of having to what was the one I saw in here that I thought was really fucking stupid? There was at Chicago, then come home to host Anaheim to go back out to play LA.
And then
absolutely, that makes sense.
And then come back the next night and play the Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get a little gap in the schedule here, and then definitely in February, they get even a larger gap.
Dude, they're off for 2 weeks.
They're practically nearly have the first half of February off. The All-Star Weekend in Toronto looks like at Carl's Jr. on February 2nd and 3rd, and then they have back-to-backs in Winnipeg and Calgary, and then they finish off the rest of the month taking on Columbus, Vegas, Nashville, New Jersey, and Anaheim. Well,
I mean, dude, everybody can look at the schedule. Just, what are the things that stick out? One of the things that stuck out to me was that they're done playing Vancouver before Thanksgiving, but they don't play Calgary until after Valentine's Day.
Remember they had 6 matchups against Vancouver years ago, all within a month and a half.
Well, I remember that. I remember, excuse me. There was another team. Was it? Well, okay. Last season they didn't see Edmonton until the turn of the calendar. First time they faced them was January 13th.
Yeah, it's just one of those weird
3
quirks.
times against Calgary, and you don't see him until February 15th. So that's really odd. God, there was some other one where, the other thing that's kind of interesting, and I guess it makes sense. I don't know. At Dallas, at Minnesota, then Dallas. They play the same team 2 out of 3 games.
You play Pavelski 3 times this month. That's the only time you see Pavs. And if you're in Dallas, it's only March 2nd.
But Minnesota is always involved. Dallas,
right?
Minnesota, Dallas, and then later Dallas, and then at Minnesota. You're like, what the hell?
No, it happened last year too. I don't understand. It's that tie-in with the North Stars. I don't know.
I don't know. It's very that part is a little quirky to me, but I'm gonna at the very least call out the fact that it used to be fun to kind of bitch and piss and moan and complain about these schedules. The last couple of years, it
Haven't
makes
been too bad.
yeah, that like it for the most part it makes sense. I mean, you got a 5-game road trip last year after 3 at home. Well, obviously it was the whole Prague thing, but 3 at home, then you 4 on the road in that same area, and then you came home to host 6. This time it's 4 at home, then go on the 5-game roadie, then 4 at home. Very similar. Then at Vegas, at Anaheim. That's almost not even. I don't even I can consider that a road trip.
That might be a bus ride, actually.
Yeah. No.
Well,
But
I mean,
at Vancouver, at Seattle, like that is a 2-game road trip that makes a shit ton of sense.
right.
And then you've got the longest trip of the season, that 6-gamer, Boston, Jersey, Rangers, Islanders, and then stopping at Detroit and then at Vegas on the way home. Again, that makes sense. It's not like you put Detroit in the middle of that. So I like that. Arizona and Colorado, same time zones, relatively close together. Try flying from Phoenix to Denver. It's about an hour, if that. Then you've got, so the one that is kind of like whoosh, at Vancouver and at LA.
When, February?
December.
Oh, December.
Oh, you know what though? That's my bad. They're not on the same trip. It's at Vancouver, then they come home for Christmas, and then they go out after Christmas to LA. So that's one of those road trips that actually has a break in between.
Yeah.
A quickie one-off, and then you have the Northeastern, Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa, Buffalo, and then you hit Chicago on the way back. Again, makes a ton of sense.
None of that weird, like you go to Vancouver to Calgary, then back to Vancouver, then to Winnipeg, like we saw a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Then you get at Anaheim, but then boom, the break. Then you start up in a couple in Winnipeg, Calgary. That's fine.
That's not bad.
And then at Dallas, at Minnesota. And that's a back-to-back. Again, very odd, but also a relatively quick flight.
And then that 5-game, sorry to jump on you there, but that 5-game, Pittsburgh, Philly, and then Columbus, Chicago, Nashville. I mean, that's not bad either.
Not at all. Columbus and Chicago, very close. Philly and Pittsburgh, obviously same state. And then again, it's at Nashville, something that you hit on the way home. So you got some quick flights, and then at St. Louis, that's a quickie. And to finish off, at Edmonton, at Calgary. I mean, same province. So look, and in the first half of the schedule, 13 games in your division, second half, 13 games. So, I mean, you can't get mad.
No. Fan Appreciation Night, April 13th. We're going to say that's a pretty good one. I'm looking at April 11th, wanting to go back to Seattle. That one was such a fun trip. But, I mean, road trips are doable this year. And thank goodness if you're that dedicated to get out,
In what here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only 9 pucknologist takeovers.
Oh, so like last year.
Yeah.
That's
but the majority of them happen in the first half of the season. Also somewhat like last year.
So you have a Washington, which is at 2 p.m. Local
thankfully
time.
that's the only one Jerk's going to appreciate. The rest of them he's going to be pissed off about.
Anaheim at 5, so you jump on like a half hour late, not a big deal.
Yeah, well, anything that's late, that's when Jerk starts to get a little edgy.
Well, then look at December. Oof.
Yeah,
3 p.m., 3 p.m., 7 p.m.
No, we're just all we're doing is we're just fucking the 29th of October and April 7th. Those are the two that we're like, yes.
Yeah, January you guys are good, and the January one makes sense. You don't need to go up against playoffs, NFL playoffs, and that and you're not going up
How
against.
How dare you
anything.
mention the word playoffs talking about the show?
I'm talking about the NFL playoffs.
Oh shit! Giants scored. Sorry.
Nice, go Giants.
So you have that. Again, I can't be mad at this schedule. Something else that happened today, which I thought was a little. Oh, you know what? Let's also
Oh boy.
tip our caps to the NHL at large, all the teams, for finally syncing up and saying, what if we released all of this information at the same time? Instead of, dribbling it out and Florida has their schedule release on the 5th, and then Toronto and Montreal put their out on the 7th, and then somebody else, and then finally 3 weeks later, San Jose finally puts theirs out. Like, thankfully, this was, again, a great thing to put it together where it's like awards this day, scheduled this day, draft for 2 days, then you get UFA and then free agent frenzy.
And then everybody can go to Bob McKenzie's cottage after free agent frenzy.
But it's just the there's been a lot of things that the NHL has fucked up on. This is something that they got right, so they absolutely deserve the kudos.
Gotcha. Ruben saying, hello, AJ. Please tell us your feelings about how the Sharks initially tweeted the schedule. I'm sure you have plenty of positive things to say.
I didn't get it.
I think it was something with AI and them looking like planes.
Well, it had something to do with, shape the plane like a coyote, or like, they punched into the AI interface, Detroit Red Wings airplane and St. Louis Blues airplane. The Blues one that was actually kind of cool, as was the Red Wings one. And my favorite was probably the Coyotes one.
That one was actually nice.
The Jets one was kind of like, yeah, it's a jet. And I think it was the Ducks one was all right. There was one that I caught that I went, what in the hell is that? But, I mean, look, stick taps for trying something different.
Yep. Speaking of which,
try something else next year.
Speaking of which, I got to ask, we saw the promotion schedule come out. Opening night, are you ready? Do you barbecue?
Well, before I have my current place, we're not allowed to barbecue here. I mean, we can. We just have to go to a park. We have to go to the clubhouse, but we can't do it on our balconies because they don't want. If something happens, they don't want to burn down the whole fucking building.
No, makes sense.
Not to mention the fact that, and I appreciate it too. I'd be pissed off if like a neighbor, like the person under me, was barbecuing and that smoke starts coming up.
No, that makes sense.
That, or I would just be pissed. I'm like, God, fuck, that smells good. I'm going to get one of those 10-foot forks, get the 10-foot fork on the extension and just be like, hey, put something on my fork, buddy.
And then we'll call it even. Yeah. Well, then maybe you will not enjoy the apron giveaway that looks like like a world tour shirt that's going out on opening night.
I don't hate this. Somebody had something kind of sarcastic to say on Twitter. Basically, what was it like? Oh yeah, when did the Sharks play the Kraken? I don't know. Let me get my apron. I mean, obviously,
they're having fun.
I dig it. I'm fine with it. The only thing that that if you're going to be a negative Nancy about is the fact that it has the schedule on the jersey, or I'm sorry, on the apron. Yeah, I think if they had just fashioned the apron to make it look like a jersey, then I think it's great. To me, this design, it locks it in this particular year. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of
I kind of hope that's on a shirt at the store opening night.
Yeah. So I would have preferred it if it was an apron that looked like a jersey. But again, stick taps to them for trying something different. I like I like the idea. I like where their head's at.
And speaking of something different, of course, there was always jerseys, but now you have the Golden State Warriors mashup night, and it's not a hockey jersey this time. This time, they kind of reversed it as a San Jose Sharks basketball jersey, which, that looks pretty damn cool.
this is the thing is I'm so just divided. I'm so torn because I love the way this looks, but I fucking hate basketball. But I
True.
like the way this thing looks. Not gonna lie, and I think it would be hysterical. I know it won't happen, but wouldn't it be hysterical? Oh, that's right. They can do this now because there's no more warm-up jerseys. It would have been really funny to see the guys out there in like actual basketball jerseys warming up. But of course, they could never do that because one guy's going to take a puck off the arm or something and be out for the game.
Great.
But yeah, with no. So I dig this. I don't know. I'm dying to see what the warm-up jersey is that's tied in with this.
Oh, if it's just that Warriors like fin logo, oh, that would be really cool.
Man,
That would actually looks really sharp,
well,
and especially on black.
well, dude, and I'm to be honest, are you a little surprised that they didn't put like the lines of a basketball in the circle behind the fin?
Well, for that Warriors logo, it doesn't really have that. So I
Huh?
can.
No. Get out of this so I can look at the logo. Or let me.
Oh, hang
Oh,
on.
hold on. No. I can see it on the playback. No. Not the. What are you talking about?
You're talking about
The
on
circle.
yes.
Yeah, just
Mhm.
behind the fin, put in some faint stealth lines that make the look like the fin is on a basketball.
Right.
Yeah. What the hell's wrong with that?
Oh, nothing's wrong with that. I mean, it looks like they were just trying to literally try to make it look like it was the Warriors logo, but with the fin instead, and it doesn't really have that on the Warriors logo.
Oh, I see.
That's
what
I
you're
meant.
saying.
Yeah, my bad.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So,
Either way, I like it.
but the one I kind of like, and I just pulled it up, so pardon me stretching this out, but
Dude, Ruben, coming to town. I don't know why they're giving away aprons. They're not cooking up that many W's.
oh. But they're hoping to get a W on the Dubs night. Come on now. But December 28th, which sucks because it's after the holidays, but a holiday sweater. Finally.
hold
Finally a holiday sweater giveaway.
on. I thought. God, I need a fucking lozenge. What'd you say? You said December 28th?
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Edmonton.
the initial messaging that went out was inaccurate. This is actually going out on December 21st.
Oh,
the-
thank God.
Yeah, it's the game against the Coyotes.
Okay, then that makes a whole lot more sense. Whole lot more sense.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made.
I love this. This is I'm just saying. Doug Bentz, if you're watching, just,
I hate it.
you hate it.
No, but I mean, I hate ugly sweaters as on the whole.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So
I
it's-
can give that to you.
Like I get what they're doing and I appreciate the what they're doing. Like I think it's a great idea. I just hate ugly sweaters. Like, it doesn't matter what's on it, dude. Like it could literally be like just nothing but pictures of like the just beautiful women, and I'd be like, no, it still looks like shit. Can't do it.
I beg to differ. But
You know what I would like to see though? I'd love to see them do and maybe they have done this and I've just forgotten, but if they're going to do like a Polynesian night or whatever, like how great would like a Hawaiian hockey jersey look?
I would be on all over that.
Doug, come on, buddy.
Doug, if you're watching.
Captain.
Hey, and one idea that, I kind of suggested was a Snoopy night. I mean, it's too bad we don't have the warm-up jerseys anymore, but just picture every shark dressed as Charlie Brown with a yellow jersey with the zigzag on it. I mean, that would look fantastic. And those would be...
That would be pretty fun.
Yeah. So, let's check the thing. Amanda's promising to take me to Chicago in March. Okay, I'll hold you to it. Sharks Lass, good to see you, hon. Hope you're doing all right. That Falloon graphic looks nice back there. Yes, picked that up at the warehouse sale. That was fun.
I gotta bring up some of mine. You know what I was thinking is because I think they're all the same size as the Marlowe one back here. I'm like, fuck, I got to do a thing where I like trade one out every week, you know?
Right? I kind of wish there were a little bit more, but I digress. Sharks last. Can't wait for that Warriors mashup jersey. Give me a chef's kiss, AJ.
Mm,
So be on the lookout for that. Anything else to add? I think that's pretty much got everything covered for us for now.
well, I would have swore there was something else. If you're coming to the draft party tomorrow at SAP, you're bound to run into at least one of us.
Yes.
But if not, hopefully you're joining Mark, Jules, and Ian doing the whole spiel. And
No, you don't do either or. You are there watching that and saying hi to us in between hits. I don't know how Ian's going to do it, but we'll figure out something. I don't know if we go beforehand and when everything opens up, but I have to work till 12:30, and then I'm jetting my butt down to San Jose. Hope the Sharks have the nice ice-cold Coke waiting for me when we get there, but I digress.
I'm wondering what's going to be the first domino to fall tomorrow. Like who makes the first deal, right?
Yeah.
When-
Will
when-
Eric Carlson be a Shark tomorrow?
Will Eric Carlson be a Shark tomorrow? Now that's something else though that Greer kind of talked about. Was like, look, we're not giving them away. Like we expect value in return,
Right.
and if we don't get a deal that we agree with, as much as we want to help Eric out, we're not here to screw ourselves. So, if he's at camp this year, we'll figure out we'll make it work. He loves being in San Jose, blah, blah, blah. So it's not fait accompli. Who knows when this could happen?
Right.
But he, like I think I mentioned it yesterday, like it could happen, or I should say it might not happen until the deadline. We don't know, but I'm dying to know who's going to make the first trade tomorrow. We'll see, of course. I'll tell you, dude, listening to Greer today, it so feels like they're locked into Will Smith.
If Will Smith is there.
Sure.
Because if Anaheim takes Mishkov and Columbus is now starting to talk, we might take Will Smith, and Fantilli falls in your lap.
Well, the point being is that if Smith is available, it doesn't matter if Fantilli's also available or Michkov is also available, whenever the big names are.
Right.
Carlson, but aside from Bedard,
sadly,
it sounds, at least the vibe that I got was just kind of like they have no desire to move their pick. Like the only way they're moving it is if they just get overwhelmed by a ridiculous offer. But they seemed pretty locked into to Smith, which I don't know. I find a little upsetting. Like I am so sick of guys with ties to Boston. I'm sick of it. Like, good God, man.
Yeah. And even Greer said we talked to all the Russian players we were planning on talking to.
Well, and that was the weird thing, dude.
Michkov.
Shang kept on pushing him, saying, did you
yes.
get a chance? Did you get a chance to, have you spoken with Michkov? And he would just say, we've spoken to all the Russian players that we wanted to speak with. And of course, Shang is like, and was Michkov one of them? Greer, we've spoken to all the Russian players. And I was like, okay, you're not going to answer it. Fine. F you.
Oh,
poor bastard.
so to finish off, hey Shang, good job, keep pushing. And Shang and JD, hope you're having fun in Nashville. I already told AJ I'm going to Vegas next year.
There you go. Another thing that, because of course he was asked about it, can't do this entire fucking season without asking people about it. The warm-up jersey thing, and Greer said, "I'm sorry."
Oh, I didn't know they were asking him too.
Okay. Oh yeah, dude. Everybody's getting, because clicks. Anyway, so they asked Greer about the warm-up jersey thing, and he said that, look, the league made their decision. That's fine. But he goes, we're still going to do the same things that we've always done to celebrate, those particular communities, whether it's military, Black History, Pride, whatnot.
Sure.
They're still going to do all the same stuff. So again, like, okay, yeah, the bummer is you don't see him out there during warm-ups. They're still going to be, I'm assuming they're going to be worn during morning practice day of.
Yeah.
And they're still going to be signed, and they're still going to be up for auction. So, look,
they might be available that night at that point.
They very well could be, which would be great. But, I don't think there's a couple people that have kind of said, oh, shit, what are they going to, they're going to bring in a lot less money. Again, like, there's been times when a player's been on IR and, didn't actually warm up in the jersey, and because it's a McDavid or something, it still sold for thousands of dollars. And then there's other players like, Latunov or whatever, that he wore the jersey in warm-ups and it still went for like nothing because it's not a big name player. So it's, hopefully we get over this real quick and we just think, like, this is what it is for now. Everybody accept it. Stop bitching. Let's just move on. We're all fine here. Not the end of the world.
And on that note, in case you missed anything or you want to watch this again, check us out on tealtownusa.com or your favorite podcatcher, wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Google, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, TuneIn, iHeart, Odyssey, Amazon Music. Of course, smash that subscribe button. Hit the like on the way out. Of course, it means a lot. Smash that bell because starting tomorrow at 4 p.m., we will be on the air with our live draft coverage. I know Avocado Flight. Yes, there will be a draft stream. Remember 2 years ago, it was me and Kevin. Kevin were trying to find where the draft party is. Well, we have a draft party now.
Dude, how many times have we brought that up before?
Yeah.
So it's nice that they're actually having a party. Hopefully that'll, happen soon. Because I was a little surprised they didn't do this at TechCU, but
a little bit.
But maybe though that there's games being played on the ice. I mean, obviously not CUDA games, but league games.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm happy that they're doing this. I'm a little sus on the whole thing of you have to buy a hat in order to take a photo with the banner. I definitely want to learn more about that.
Banner or the shark head?
No, it's with Marlowe's retirement banner.
Oh.
They're going to lower that down. So I'm like, well, I got the one right behind me. Is that okay? But yeah, that seems a little odd to me. But whatever. I mean, I guess they got to goose the sales somehow.
Gotcha.
Did you see that there was the Fanatics held something today called like merch madness?
Yes, where they got rid of $2 million worth of merch. Probably because it was all messed up.
Returned? Yeah, I was going to say because it was all shit that was returned.
Yeah.
I'm dying to see what was in. Dude, and they had photos of a couple people like holding their bags. You've never seen somebody so miserable getting something for free before in your life. They're very much just, they're kind of like.
I got my Vegas Coyotes shirt.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
I got my San Diego Raiders hat. Yeah.
Oh, my favorite, the my Sacramento Kings thing where it says Sacramento, but the logo is the LA Kings.
Oh God.
That's always the good one. But I can't wait for this week to be over.
And then we have the prospect scrimmage, and then
I'm sorry, I can't wait for the next 2 weeks to be over.
And then the countdown is on.
Yeah, and Brandon Belt, 0 for 2 so far, will be batting second in the upcoming inning. So with that, we're out of here.
That's right. We're keeping it to a tight 45. Thanks for watching. Again, make sure you're here with us tomorrow at 4 p.m. Following us with the draft live stream. We will be out at the Shark Tank and online. So make sure you're with us for that. Until then, thanks for watching. Keep it real. Keep it teal. Keep it real teal. Have a great one.